More Samkela and welcome to Sandsport Engage. And this season, we've got an exciting season ahead for you. My name is Marshall and I'll be hosting along with Sips. Sips, how are you?
Marshall, I'm great. I'm happy to see you again, man. I was able to catch you over the weekend at the St. John's Hockey. But how are you feeling this morning, Marsh?
Oh, it's, being a morning person, it's quite hard. Some people are morning people, some people are evening people. It is what it is. But yeah, the hockey was exciting and the rugby was exciting. And what do we have today for the show, Sips?
So we've got a very exciting lineup. Starting off with the Paris Olympics, what's been going on over there. But also mainly, obviously, our own Team Zim Olympics and how they've fared.
Well, exciting. I know the Olympics has been amazing. Some controversies, as you know, we're halfway through. And also, it's great seeing just Southern Africa in general doing quite well. And then onto that, going on to Super 12 and Golden Girls.
Yeah, Super 12 Golden Girls, really, really, really good hockey. Exciting final between Chisholm PT and Peterhouse. And also between St. John's and Falcon. It did end one-ended, but still a really good weekend of hockey. Then moving on, we've got the Under-11 Pro Tournament. It is a new rugby development league created by Shingarai Jouet, who will be joining us later, and they will be talking about that.
And that's exciting for just the exposure of rugby and just grassroots. As we know, our Sables did win, and we'll get into that as well. And then ending with the Burnouts, and we'll have a special guest for that. So for those that have been to Burnouts, amazing, amazing, amazing. So do stay tuned with us and join us after the break. Welcome back to Sandsport Engage, and moving on to our first segment of the day, Paris 2024. Oh my goodness, Sips, tell us about that.
Well, it's been very exciting. I'm not sure if you were able to catch that 100-meter sprints final. There's a bit of controversy there, but
Yes, indeed, it was.
looking more at our Team Zim Olympics, we've been very proud here. Obviously, a lot of good results, but looking at the swimmers first, Paige van der Westhuizen and Denelson Ciprianus. Paige competing in the 100-meter freestyle, coming 25th overall, and Denelson Ciprianus in the 200-meter breaststroke, 28th overall. Look, brilliant results. You're certainly not going to catch me in that swimming race, getting by that pool. Not my strongest suit, but a really good result from those swimmers.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's great to see Zimbabwe back there, and unfortunately that weren't out in the heats, but I definitely hope that inspires the next juniors in there. And obviously, the Australian winning the 50 yesterday, amazing to see. And then on to our sprinters.
Yeah, the sprinters. So they competed on Monday, the 4th of August, and Makurau and Chakaramba both came second. So they're through to the semi-final, which is a really brilliant. We'll be excited to see how they progress. But also looking at Stephen Cox, our rower,
Yes.
He finished 29th overall, but wow, what a show. He managed to get through to the final, and it was really good to have a go and watch him.
It was fantastic. I mean, you won't catch me myself rowing. I mean, my arms are already just dying from just the thought of it. But fantastic to see Stephen Cox there. And I know definitely the schools here have rowing, so hopefully that inspires more Zim guys to exchange in that. And then our marathon runners, have they run yet?
No, not yet. So they'll be competing this Sunday.
Yeah.
Running. Never mind a 5K run, but 42 kilometers. That's a brave feat. That's a brave feat to accomplish.
Well, that's exciting to think about, considering that we do, what people would say, have the body type for running. We're not that much good at running. So, yeah, I think let's just leave it to them and give them our best support.
So now as we draw our attention to our two marathon runners, Rutendo Nyahora and Isaac Mpofu, Marshall, running a marathon, that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. I mean, legit, people look at our bodies and they think that we run, but nah, I think we were made for walking. But those guys deserve our absolute respect because, my goodness, that just the stamina and just you've got to respect them for the athleticism, for sure.
Oh, and the training, it must be so crazy, but
Yeah.
wow. Marathon running.
And talking about that, Rutendo Nyahora has been running all her life since she was young and representing Zim. This is her second time at the Olympics, so we're hoping that she can get a medal. But our producer did meet up with her before and catch up with her, so hopefully we'll see a clip of that and hear more about that.
Rutendo Nyahora is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Nyahora. I'm the only daughter for Mr. and Mrs. Nyahora. We are 4 in our family. I have 3 brothers, so I'm the only daughter for Mr. and Mrs. Nyahora. And I'm from Guruve, but based in Harare. I started running when I was 15 years, when I was at Glenview High 2. So there was this guy called James Kwasira. he came to our school as our coach. So when he was training us, he could figure out that I'm talented. So he talked with our headmaster to come back after the inter-schools just to train me. So that's why I started running. So I was recognized by James Kwasira. I remember running good too. It was my worst race ever. I remember I went there, then I was doing a 10 kilometer course. By then I was still a junior. So I ran that race with barefoot, And I remember after finishing the race, I had blisters. And when I went back home, my mom, like the way that I was bleeding, she ended up beating me. She didn't want me to run anymore because she could feel like, what my daughter, she's feeling the pain, but she still want to go. So that was the race that, I remember that this race is the one that made my name. I'm here because of that good 12 marathon for Dr. Muzenda, the late. Oh, I've competed. My first marathon was in Austria 2016. That's when I qualified for my first Olympics in Rio 2016. So it was my first international race, and I was so excited just because I qualified for my first Olympics. So when we are talking about international marathon, my best race it's Vienna marathon in Austria. Wow, it was a dream came true, because I wanted to see myself running in big events, major races like Olympics and World Championships. So qualifying for the Olympics 2016, it was something like for my running profile and for my running career also. So I was so excited because I strike two birds with one stone, because after that race I qualified for Rio Olympics and also for the World Championship 2017 in London. Yeah, this Paris, it's totally different with the Rio, because I remember Rio, it was my second Olympic and I was still young. By then I didn't understand much about marathon. So for this one, I've been training hard and I'm looking forward to do my best, especially running a good time and also come out with a good position, because I've been training for it and I'm ready. We need teamwork and camping, like Kenyans, what they do, because if you check Kenyans and Ethiopian, they do have training camps. So I think even here in Zimbabwe also, we need those things, like to have training camps, good coaches. I think we can go far.
Wow, absolutely amazing and inspirational, Sips. Like, oh man, a testament to the rest of Zimbabwe and especially to our ladies out there and young girls as well, with families that are out there that can't struggle. What do you say, Sips?
Yeah, look, it's really good work from Retainer. Just be able to push through the hard times running when she had blisters on her feet. And also, imagine if her mom was able to stop her, she wouldn't be at the World and at the Paris and big stage that she is at now. So that's really good work from Retainer. So we wish her all the best.
No, absolutely, and definitely inspirational for sure. And I think definitely a note for other parents and people to just pay attention to. I also was paying, I think with the clip there, she was talking about, just having that space for marathon runners. Come on, coaches, sponsors, let's make it happen. We have Vic Falls Marathon. We've got what's the one in Nyanga again? Matore? The 24 Skies? I can't remember. Something like that. Forgive me, Zimbabwe, I'm not a runner, as you know. But all those marathons that are happening, come on, let's get in there, support our athletes so that next time we can have more runners. And Rutendo has shown it. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for that. And also Rutendo and Isaac, we are with you 100% here in Zimbabwe. Ooh, I forgot though, that 100 meters. Let's get back to that. Tebogo from Botswana and Sibini from South Africa, both coming fourth and sixth. Come on, that's so good for Southern Africa, Sips. What do you say?
That's a really good result. It's good to see, as you said, that Southern Africa coming through, really showing up in their numbers and giving everyone a run for their money.
Absolutely. So again, it's looking good, and we look forward to seeing more Zimbabweans, more South Africans, more Botswana, just generally more people from SADC there at the Olympics and hopefully getting golds. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and do join us for the next segment, which will be hockey. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Sandsport Engage, and we're jumping onto the hockey section. Oh, what a riveting weekend of hockey. Super 12 and Golden Girls, hey, Sips?
It was jam-packed, full of great hockey. But focusing more on the Super 12s, St. John's, they did really well. They won in the final. They beat Falcon 4-1, and they actually they had an unbeaten season. So it's really good work from St. John's.
Absolutely, the hockey was a smasher of a tournament. Obviously, Sips, you were there earlier on, and then I joined later on. Again, the third and fourth playoff was intense. St. George's and PE battling back and forth, and Prince Edward very unfortunate in the last minute to just get passion running, and that's how they lost the game. But again, the intensity really set the bar high for both Falcon and St. John's, because again, a riveting game. St. John's was leading all the way, and then Falcon looked like they were going to get back there in the third quarter, but very unfortunate, they dropped their head, and St. John's came in with a win. So they'll be very proud of themselves. But again, the level of hockey for our juniors is just exciting. And with that, Golden Girls?
Our Golden Girls. It was also a really good weekend, very competitive. The final between Chiswick Pete and Peterhouse, the rivalry, which has really, really soared through the roof, particularly in the past 2 years. Yeah. Chiswick did win 1-0, and they were playing on their newly built Chiswick AstroTurf. So it's good for them to win on home ground for the first time holding the Golden Girls, while also retaining the Golden Girls Cup. So went back home to Chiswick, and then the third was Lennox, and fourth Lomagandi.
Wow, that's amazing, and especially for the game for hockey in Zimbabwe. I think that's the fourth AstroTurf, if I'm not correct, because there's Arundel, St. John's, Chiswick, and Peterhouse from what I hear in the Moshana region. Obviously, Bulawayo were the kingpins for that, but so exciting to see with that and the hockey. And then moving on to the Zim Junior Development Hockey that's coming up. Can you tell us more about that, Subs?
Yeah, so that'll be over this weekend from the 8th to the 11th of August, and Zimbabwe will be competing along with Zambia and Namibia in the age groups of under 13, under 16, and under 18. So obviously, the IPTs have been hosted throughout the term, and it'll be good for the youngsters to get a bit of exposure, play against another country, which is also very important, and learn new tactics and really just develop the Zimbabwe hockey game.
Absolutely. Well, they're definitely actually exciting. I know both of us will be there. And as you said, not only the kids, I think for our coaching staff, for our umpires and our referees, and the game of hockey in general. And coming up later on in August, we have the Central South Africa qualifiers for the Africa Cup that will be happening later on. Hopefully we'll be able to get Brad Ewer, the goalie legend himself of Zimbabwe hockey, to come in and tell us more about that. And the nations that will be joining us will be Zimbabwe, Malawi, Zambia, Namibia, and Eswatini. To be honest, maybe as a Zimbabwean, I am very biased here. I'm sure that we can take it, but we'll hear from Brad Ewer, and that will be between the 17th and the 24th of August. Any more on hockey?
Yeah, they're also very exciting to know, Marshall, that we are, with all these AstroTurfs being built, St. John's, Chiswick, Peterhouse, we are now looking to host more games and host more hockey coming in. Yes. So the more that comes in, the better our hockey gets, the more our players are exposed. Also, the crowd for Zimbabwe does a lot of bringing in crowds, a bit of attraction, and it really puts the front foot forward and gains momentum for hockey.
Absolutely. And look, it's exciting because hopefully we can get some golden boys, because for a very long time it's been golden girls. So with that, thank you, Sips, and thank you everyone else for joining us. Please join us for the next section.
A lot of rugby has been going on within Zimbabwe. The recent success of our Zim Sables team winning the Rugby Africa Cup, and the success of the under-20s over the last couple of years or so. But it all starts in the baby steps, the young grassroots. So joining us today in the studio, it is Shingarai Joya. Shingi, good to have you here on set. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling excited, thanks, Sibs.
And we know you're here to discuss some important matters. You've got an under-11 rugby tournament which is coming up. Please tell us a little bit more about what's going on in that tournament.
So rugby starts with the grassroots, and recently in Zimbabwe we haven't been able to develop kids at that young talent. So we thought of having an under-11 grassroots tournament. It's mainly for development. We need to develop their skills. We need to empower them the rugby knowledge. So we hosting as Pro Elite, we hosting an under-11 rugby tournament. It's a 10s tournament. At primary level they play 10s rugby. So it's a 10s rugby tournament at another sports club on the 10th of August, starting from 9 up to 3 p.m.
So, Shingi, I understand there's going to be 12 teams that are there. And you've got some of them from the St. John's have sort of got a little academy running. Is that correct?
Definitely, it's correct, Ian. St. John's Prep has an academy which is called Squad of Excellence. They'll be participating, our pro elite again. We have kids from Hartman House, we have kids from Gateway, from Ruzawi. They are also participating. But we're not only looking at the top schools. We have academies. We have a Norton Academy, Rugby Academy coming. We also have academy from Marondera coming. We also have government schools like Boroto Primary coming. Another West, they made a team. It's also coming on the day.
Okay. And is this the first year of it that you've sort of put it all together?
Yes, it's the first year we have put this tournament together, but we're planning for it to be an annual tournament. And thumbs up goes to the people who have been willing to sponsor. We have Budget Healthy. They came in, they sponsoring. They are the main sponsors of the tournament. We also have Ala Guest Lodge from Chirundu. We have Kairos Rugby. It's always into rugby and development. So yeah, we have quite good sponsors, including Jonas Lawyers Company. They are also coming in. We have pharmacies coming in. So it will be a good day of rugby at Harare Sports Club.
So looking at, because this is the first year, where do you want to see this going? Do you want to have multiple venues running at the same time, or building your pool of teams that are coming in?
For next year, we have started planning. We want to make rugby be played by most people. So we're going to build our pools. Maybe this year we started off with 12 teams. Next year we can increase to 24 teams. And also we're not going to focus only on under 11. We're going to start with even grade 3s, the under 9s. We're going to move to the under 13s, because rugby in Zimbabwe mainly is played at under 14s when they go for that 7 weeks. So we want to start low.
So it's great you've got this under 11 initiative going, Shingarai, but also we understand that not only are you organising rugby tournaments and events, but you're also, over the weekend during the rugby season, a rugby referee. And so this year we've seen a lot of improvement within the Zimbabwe Refereeing Union. What has been the process to make sure that all the refs have been up to scratch and up to date when it comes to the knowledge and the laws of rugby?
So on that issue, I would also like to thank the president, Abigail, and the ZRS, the province, for equipping all refs with the knowledge they deserve. So we usually have our Monday meetings at Prince Edward. We discuss about laws, we discuss about how to ref, we discuss a lot, positioning, we discuss a lot. And people have been willing and coming to those meetings. Everyone just want to improve. And also this year, I would like to thank the coaches. They now understand we're not here to fight. We're here to work together to improve rugby. So they have been coming back with positive feedback. And, every day is a learning too. And refs are human beings. They are not perfect. We make mistakes. But we need coaches to approach us in a sort of good manner and tell us our mistakes. We go back home, we work on them.
So just going on with Shingi being a ref, I've just got a little funny story. So I was playing OGs last year, and I run onto the field and I just hear, "Oh no, aren't you supposed to be behind the camera?" And so we scrum, and then he pins me for like a legal bind, and he goes, "That's why you're supposed to be." And we're just chirping each other the whole time, and my captain ended up coming to me, "You got to get a red card just now." Shingi goes, "I know. If I give him a red card, I'm not going back behind commentary, so he's safe."
Yeah, so rugby, and we're not enemies in the park. We're friends. We share jokes. We laugh around. People play this sport for the fun of it. So at the end of the day, we have to enjoy what is doing on the park. Even these kids, they just want to play rugby, and they haven't been given that opportunity to play rugby. So yeah, we come on the 10th. Just come and play rugby.
Okay, and so Sing, we know you are a fun, chirpy, joking guy, but how do you mentally prepare for such a big game in a derby, especially the game you refed earlier on in the season where St. John's were playing Peterhouse for the first time? Both teams are unbeaten. How do you mentally prepare for what's to come, the crowd, the coaches?
That's my secret, but I will just share a little bit on that. So it starts off season. how you prepare as a ref off season, how you your fitness level, your game knowledge, and on the day of the appointment, when the appointment comes, they come over WhatsApp. When the appointment comes and you see, hey, I have been given this big game, it's a derby, and it to be fully packed like the Peterhouse game, it was fully packed. So you have to be physically prepared, mentally, you just have to put your mind all to that game. As a ref, you'll be under pressure, a lot of pressure than the players and coaches, but you just have to calm down. It's a game of rugby.
So thank you very much, Shingi, for joining us. We've had a great time with you, and we hope you are ready and prepared for this upcoming event of yours.
My pleasure.
So it's the Under 11 tournament going on the 10th of August, Harare Sports Club, free of entry, family fun day, but we really needed you to come in your numbers, coaches, parents with children, anyone to come through and support for that Under 11 rugby tournament. But now, as we look to our next segment, it will be the burnouts. We will talk about the burnouts, and we'll be having a special promoter coming with us to talk about that next.
Welcome back to Sandsport Engage, and we are in the final section now. Joining us now, the legend himself from Burnouts, Selector.
Hello, how are you, brother?
Very well, thanks very much, and welcome to Engage. Tell us more about this Burnouts.
Burnouts, some people call them burnouts, some call them spinning, some call it drift corner.
Yes.
It's whereby we bring our cars and then we spin around obstacles when people are watching and cheering.
Okay.
And so it's definitely a growing sport within Zimbabwe, especially within Southern Africa. Why do you think it's become so popular, Selector?
I think it's becoming so popular because motorsport is growing is just in general. But it's the motorsport which originated in Africa.
Oh, amazing. And it's exciting because you said it's come from here, and we are very patriotic in the Southern African region.
Yeah.
So tell us, who's this Red Bull champion, and coming in, and why is he so
it's Katra.
exciting?
He's one of the best freestyle spinners, drivers,
Wow.
drifters from South Africa. He was a Red Bull champion in 2019 and 2022, so twice.
Oh wow, fantastic! And then what is happening this weekend? What should we be looking forward to? What will be the highlights?
I should be expecting Carter to come as is our guest,
Yes.
and also we're going to introduce the Blowout Festival Spin of the Year trophy
Thank
for
you.
all the local spinners.
Oh, fantastic! Is that a trophy that's been going on for a while?
No,
or
we're
is it-
introducing it. We only introduced the one for Southern Africa, which we haven't done the event this year again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of burnouts going on in Southern Africa, being grown from South Africa, Mozambique, Namibia, Zambia, and obviously Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
What do you think the prospects are for burnouts reaching more of a global stage to where people internationally can compete in it?
Yeah, I think they are growing just give them 5 years. Yeah, because in Zimbabwe we managed to register them as a sport. In South Africa they're in the process of registering them as a sport. So once it's all regularized, I think they can grow to the world.
So what cars do you usually get there? I'm a gearhead as well, as the term comes for people that do enjoy cars. So what cars come in there, and what kind of mechanics do they, how does that work?
They usually use the BMWs.
The BMWs. Okay, fantastic. And then future events coming up. How's that?
Yeah, we've got future events coming up. Our next event will be on the 8th of September, which will feature a female spinner, Kayla. And then every month throughout this year.
Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. Then how do people how do they follow, especially for those that aren't in the social group of the drift group already, because you've got crowds, but how can new people get engaged?
Well, they can follow our social media pages at Blowout Festival, Oro, at Selector Place.
So, Selector, you just briefly mentioned the championship title, which will be hosted here in Harare. So, there are a couple of old spinners, new spinners coming in. How does the winning the championship work? Are they all put into one pool, or are there different categories for the championship title?
We're going to put everyone in one pool, and then the crowd is going to choose the winner, and our sponsors and the judges which are going to put in place.
Okay, so it's more like a voting system. How does the crowd vote? Will they write on a piece of paper, or just the cheers and applause from their
The
crowd?
cheers and the applause, but there will be judges which will analyze everything.
Okay.
Oh, fantastic. And then with that as well, last year you had a charity event. How did that go? And what was the objective of the charity event?
The charity of the event was to give back to the less fortunate. This year we're doing the charity event again because our country is affected with drought. So we're going to raise money to buy maize for those who are affected with the drought.
Oh, that's amazing. And how can people also just support you in this charity event as well?
They can just donate to bring out platforms which they can use to donate money or anything. You can just bring anything to donate, even something you're not wearing anymore.
Wow, that's amazing. And then is there a specific place that you donate to, or is it just where you as a group feel that you can?
No, we're still choosing the places we're going to donate to.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe suggestions from the people who will be donating will be welcome too.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic. Well, Selector, thank you so much for joining us. It's been absolute fantastic having you on the show. And for all of you who haven't been or been to a burnout, make sure to be there this weekend. Oh, I did forget, it was, you said Heroes.
It's a
Heroes
holiday, yeah.
Right, thank you, Selector, for joining us on the show, and we look forward to having you once again on the show back. And to you, ladies and gentlemen, please be there on the 12th of August here at Racecourse. Join us. It's going to be a wicked day, and come if you to sponsor, come and have a gas and learn more about the sports and join in with the fun. We'll see you next time.